Evening, everybody. It's 5:46, and it is Tuesday evening. A really nice spring day. This is your closing comment. It's video number 1199 for this Tuesday afternoon. Okay, so the market was strong again today. Biggest gainer, NASDAQ, and NASDAQ large caps. There was only one that I saw in the FANG and mega cap that was down, and that was Nvidia, which really surprised me because they had an announcement today about a new chip that they have that just seems to be phenomenal. Um, in any event, uh, the Dow was up 254 and change, 0.75%. The NASDAQ up 270 or almost 2%, 1.95. S&P up 50 or 1.13. Russell up 22 and change, 1.08. And the Dow Jones Transports up 142 or 0.87. So it was pretty strong. Market internals were pretty good, 3-2 on the NYSE and 5-2 on NASDAQ. Volume was 5.2 billion shares, which is right around the average the last couple of days. We really have to throw out Friday's 8 billion number, specifically because it was a rebalancing and a quadruple expiration. Okay, so bonds again down. The regular bonds were down over 1.25 points, and the 10-year was up another 5 basis points. That's yield was up. So bonds down, yield up. 237 up 5 ticks. Elsewhere in the world, not one of our companies, but Saudi Aramco reported their earnings for 2021, and they were literally double what was the prior years. And that was based only on the price of oil being higher, not on increased production or anything else. Adobe came out with earnings after the close. The close on the stock had been 466.45, and that was up almost 13, 12.86 to be exact. They beat, but their guidance was really poor, and the stock traded all the way down to 441. So 466 close, 441 trade on the bottom. The last on it right now is 456.90. That's still up $2.66 on the day, or 0.42%, but in point of fact, it's down $10 from the close. Tesla had a decent day today, closed 993.98, up 72.82, or just under 8%. They opened their new Gigafactory producing the Model Y in Berlin, so they no longer have to import the cars from China to sell in Europe. That was never the plan anyway, but this is just one more step in the right direction for Tesla. The one that I mentioned this morning, or one of them that I mentioned this morning, DPRO, which is Dragonfly, they're the medical delivery drones. It had traded as high as 384 this morning when we discussed it. It was trading at 344. Pardon me, 333, and that was up $1.66. It couldn't quite hold on to that gain and closed pretty close to the low of the day at 236, still up 69 cents or 41%. As I mentioned this morning, it's just, a drone that has a 35-pound capacity, and they're using it to deliver medical supplies, specifically battlefield medical supplies. Okay, we also talked this morning about Nike. It was trading at 137.20 this morning, up about 6 or 4.5%. It did touch 139, but it is currently 133.09, so it's still up 290, but nowhere near the high of the day or even this morning's pre-opening call. Alibaba this morning, I still am not following it, but I know a lot of people are interested, so I will report on it. They increased their buyback to 25 billion. And this morning the stock was 112.40, up 882, with a high of 320, so down roughly two-thirds. But it managed to not only hold that gain, but add a couple to it. Closed 114.74, up 11.15. And one of our favorites, we have a position in it, Paramount Global, PARA. We own the calls at $1.10 to $1.30. They traded as high as 2.25 today, I believe, a little bit shy of where we would be selling the first 50% on the 100% up rule. But at lunch hour, on the halftime show, John Nigerian was talking about unusual option activity. Somebody bought the equivalent of $2 million worth of calls in Paramount. They were buying the September 45s. This was when the stock was trading 37. So between now and September, they're betting that this is going to not only go through 45, but they paid $2 each for those 10,000 contracts. That's how I got the 2 million number. So the stock immediately turned higher, traded up as high as, I believe, 38 and a half. And the last on it is right in that 37 and a half, up about $1.10 on the day. So pretty decent move. Okay, the chart on the screen. By the way, we do have some numbers coming tomorrow. MBA mortgage index comes out at 7 a.m. Last month was down 1.2%, and new home sales comes out, but not until 10 a.m. And they're looking for a number around 820,000 versus last month's 801,000. Okay, a chart on the screen is the gold, and I know Dennis was buying it at 1910 today. The low, I think, turned out to be 1909.80, so right on the money, as buying as close to the low as you're usually going to get. This has made a bottom here, or at least an initial bottom down here at 1895, and managed to close that day 1909. We rallied up to 1950, and in the last 4 days have just sunken down a little bit. It closed today 1921.50. That was down 8. But you can be sure, being in where we're in, right here near the bottom, that there's a very close stop. The oil was both up a couple of dollars and down a couple of dollars. It closed at 109.27, down 70 cents. Bitcoin up 1,170 at 42,390. It did trade 43,480, so decent. The dollar was up 2 cents. The bonds, as I mentioned, were down hard, down 1.25 dollars. And Nat Gas and Tellurian. Nat Gas is a chart I want to show you. You know, we are long Tellurian, and we're long some Tellurian spread. So even though we don't have an active position in UNG, we certainly keep our eye on it. And it had a monster of a day today. This is the daily nearby, and we've been consolidating for the last couple of days. The 5-day has turned up since crossing over the 20. It looks like we're just about to cross here. This orange line is the 50-day. The red line, it looks like it's going to cross, is the 100-day. That would be a further confirmation, and we are also crossing to the upside above the 200-day. Today, this was up 30 cents. And while it's still below this line, since this high close at 550, this is the highest close since we've come up from $3.90. So, pretty interesting. The Tellurian itself, there was a new 2 minutes with Suki today. It's on the front page of our daily note tonight, as well as posted in our Discord room, the address for which is on both this in the description here on this YouTube video and on the daily note also. As you can see, on a weekly basis, if it were to close here, this would be a new closing high since it came down. And it looks to me like we shouldn't have a lot of trouble testing at least this high at 459. We closed 423 today. We have this high at 483 and this close at 475. So I'm looking for that. But as Suki talks about it, they are getting ready to start construction on their project this coming month, so April. So there you have it. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Hope everyone had a good day.